Oh no, we've got loads.
Go on quickly, let's do some rapid fire.
Okay, so I was about that. There's Minnie Driver also said that there's a little acknowledgement wave that you give to other famous people when you're in the room. And she said it's like you're really people forget.
There's a bit of that.
Do you have that?
There's a bit of that. There's a bit of, it's like being a motorcyclist. When I first got my bike and I passed my test, everyone's going like that with me. With a motorbike, I was like, Jesus, am I missing a wheel? Why are they doing that? It's a thing of acknowledgement. And the same thing happens a little bit with being well-known, I suppose. It's just like, it's strange. Hello, yes, I know it's very strange. But when it's people that you're a fan of, you become a bit quaky and strange around. It's
have you been starstruck with anyone?
I'm working with an entire cast of people at the moment that I'm starstruck by. Meryl Streep, Juliette Lewis, Julia Roberts, Chris Cooper, Sam Shepard. I can tell you that I've bumped into Brian Burke, the producer and best friend of JJ, and they're incredibly excited about it.
Very hot and sweaty in the motion capture. I don't know why she was asking, I'm sure it's perfectly innocent.
It does. It's a brilliant thing to do, motion capture. I've got into trouble about talking about any of it in the past from peeps that employed me, which I have ultimate respect for. But I think I can say that motion capture is the most ridiculously wonderful fun to have as an actor. You're utterly free to do what you want to envisage and physically. Well, especially because and I think this is no secret, I'm a serpent, I'm a reptile, I'm not a mammal, so, you know, there are things to imagine that aren't quite possible, such as a tail of sorts, wings, possibly, I don't know. I'm not allowed to say. I really don't know, actually, I don't know, but it was such good fun. It was such good fun. It was as much fun as doing the voicing. And what's so frustrating is that every time it's mentioned, I think some publicist who wanted to get my business in the US released this thing saying that I was voicing Smaug, and it's followed it around everywhere. I'm doing the movements. I worked for 2 days solidly doing motion capture for those scenes.
You were voicing it.
And I'm voicing it as well, and I'm voicing the Necromancer, but I also did motion capture for the Necromancer as well, which was fantastic, yeah.
So, I really wanted to ask you, but I forgot. About...
I'm so sorry.
About how you prepare, because you showed up so amazingly prepared for Sherlock, and you're so renowned for doing all these completely different beasts, including Smaug. It's really beast. I just wondered what your process was in about 1.5 minutes. When you get a script, how do you start? Do you work from the movement? Do you work from the voice? Do you work intellectually? Do you go from
it really does depend on the challenge. So, for example, with Frankenstein and the creature, I lock myself in a room and imagine myself not being able to see or hear or feel or taste, and just deprive myself of any kind of, for however hard that is, just for a minute or two, just let that saturate and just feel something happening within me, which was a heartbeat and breath, and just try to understand that, and then work gradually around the room in the dark into what the sensations would be of becoming reanimated, but having no sense memory of everything that we take for granted, the smallest motor neuron movement to this, to getting up, to walking, to playing the piano, to... It's extraordinary, and I don't know. That's just one very particular, amazing, extraordinary ask to be given. So that was very different from, say, Arthur, I'm trying to think who else I played. Well, Sherlock, yes, I played Sherlock. Or Christopher Ephesians, yes. Well, Christopher Ephesians was a time compression, so I didn't have time to read the 900-page quartet of novels. I only had time to read the script. I took Susanna, Tom Stoppard, and Rebecca. And I just, I went on their trust, my trust of them and the script, and then very rapidly read the books, and completely fell in love with this extraordinary character. And I think he's my favourite. He's the person I most admire that I've played. He's the person I most admire.
No, it's interesting. I was wondering about the voicing, because you sound so different and everything. You've done all these amazing things, and you have this extraordinary range. I mean, I'm an actor, and I've got I sound the same and everything. I mean, it's a shame, but I'm working on it. But did you? Cat Live Around describes your voice as a jaguar inside a cello. Did your voice break?
I've tried to imitate that since.
Did it break and then that's how it was, or have you worked on it?
No, James will probably tell you. He's in the audience somewhere. He's not very embarrassed. He'll be already embarrassed. I did. He was fantastic playing this Mexican cop in this production we did of City of Angels. It's a brilliant musical which I would love to do again. I played Stone, who's the detective, and I remember Nick and Delia saying, "Who on my head last time I missed this?" But I smoked some cigarettes and drank some whiskey to try and get my voice a bit gravellier. You're not supposed to do that when you're at boarding school and you're only 18 or 17, whatever it was. So I do apologise, but I did, and it worked. And then, so there are tricks like that, but I had some fantastic teachers at drama school, and I had quite a good ear, so I'd imitate people from an early age, and that meant modulating my voice and sort of mucking around with dictaphones and all that nonsense, which was always fun. I used to do a lot of that at school and try and make friends laugh.
What's your favourite impression to do? Don't feel that you have to do it for us now.
Sitting on the stage after JK has left. How we're famous is knowing that JK Rowling, or the people that were doing that, made a joke about them being the warm-up act for me. That is very inspiring, incredible writing.
I had some Twitter questions, and I haven't got time to ask them. Except for, hang on. Oh, I did. What's hot and sweaty? I asked that one. All right, forget it. That's sorry, Twitter. Thanks.
Yes,
you crashed Twitter, by the way, when I asked the questions to ask you. Like, on my Twitter, you broke my account, so thanks. It was very exciting. And
do you want me to tweet you, God? Do you want to know? Because here's my thing. I think the reason why is because I don't tweet. I think if I did, you'd very soon be disappointed, because it really is a skill. I think it's a skill I genuinely don't have. And no matter who pretends to be me at the moment, I do not tweet. I don't Twitter, I don't. And so you can search me, but I'm not there. And the point is that, you know, if any... But it's not, I'm not that I've got anything against it. I really just do think people like Louise and Mark and Stephen, that there are just so many brilliant people who are really, really archly talented. No, but listen to how much I talk. I've already talked over our time. And tweeting is about being pithy. I should learn to be better, but I think tweeting would take up so many hours of editing. I'd be lost to it.
You just need to put a PA on it.
Yeah, but that's not tweeting.
Get them to edit. I think they'd all like you to.
If I write something on here next year, plugging a book, I want to write it. That's what I'm doing.
Fair enough. Okay, we're almost ready to open up to the floor. I've overrun by 10 minutes, so that's why about that.
Sorry.
But really quickly.
If you've got trains to go.
Really quickly, you told Catelyn around that you thought, which I think is sacrilege, that you thought Sherlock's Bob, I'm going to call it Bob, was womanly. Have you adjusted that opinion, revised that opinion?
No!
You don't think it's
because it takes so long to get ready in the morning. And oh
my God, we're up there!
If I could disagree, I could go. But no, it's a weird old chunk of hair, and I don't really care much about it. And with Sherlock and the wind and all the rest of it, it just doesn't lot of it. It's beautiful. It's just one of those things. It's like having sideburns or a moustache. It's sort of something you just want to be free of those things. You want to be, but I mean, they do a beautiful job in it, so it's not to take it away from them.
Beautiful, thanks. Okay.
Lovely Lou.
Have I missed anything crucial out? Shall we ask these?
Loads. We could have done much deeper, but let me dig deeper. Come on, that's fine.
Hello. Just wondering if anyone might have anything they might secretly want to ask Benedict. No?
Someone in the front row there?
Yes, you! I feel like, oh hang on, someone else has got, yes, you! Felt like God very briefly.
Benedict.
Hello.
What do you think of when you're able to cry real tears when you're acting? How do you do that? What do you think of?
I think of what I'm supposed to be thinking of as the character. I mean,
It's a horrible speed bump in the script read where you go, he weeps, he cries, he tears his hair out and screams of tears, falls upon a rock and beats his foot. No, but it's like, you have to ground it in, you have to find the emotion of the character, otherwise you can get into quite dangerous territory, which I have done. On the penultimate night, I think, of Frankenstein, I think. Oh no, it wasn't Frankenstein, sorry, no, it was after the dance. On the penultimate night, after I went to the balcony, no, even during the scene with Adrian, before I go to the balcony and basically sign off and check out, I could not stop crying, and I couldn't, because I knew it was the penultimate, it just, the way the emotion of the job finishing was something that was there, and I was tired, and it just took over, and I couldn't do the rest of the scene. I mean, it must have sounded like horrible overacting for anyone sort of 5 rows back that couldn't see that I was streaming. I just couldn't get through the telephone call at the end of the play. But no, it's an interesting one. I think you should use with real delicacy and guidance your own emotional language. You have to relate to the position the character is in, and if you can't, you have to use your imagination and some of your own experience. But I don't know. I mean,
or maybe not tear stick.
Yeah, there is that. I've never used tear stick actually, and if there's a day when I think, or a shot goes wrong, and I've been completely there, and it's all apparent, and then we go, Aaron Gate, which I love here, because so much is digital, and it's nice to hear Aaron Gate, but your heart kind of goes, oh Christ, and then the minute the panic sets in, and your thought goes outside, and it becomes a technical exercise, you dry out very quickly. It's very weird. You become very self-conscious and go, and you can't just squeeze them out. So it takes a bit of time. But when you're trying to, what was I can't remember. I hate to be talking about this. Tiredness helps. Tiredness helps a lot. Not that I genuinely get tired, but if I know there's a big scene the next hour for no sleep well, which used to be about where I'm mind, but now I just go, look, I'll work it in somehow. But I've never used statistic, and I think if I did, I wouldn't stop, because it's quite painful.
Is that bad?
No, not at all, of course it's not that. Because until you said it, no one knew that.
It's like a eucalyptus thing, you dab it in your eyes, you're not careful, you just end up in and out. You can't see it. Anyway.
It's rooting yourself in the emotion of the character, that's the job.
Okay, this lady here, please, with the short hair on the third row. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
You mentioned a backstory for Sherlock. Arthur Conan Doyle doesn't really say a lot in his books about Sherlock's childhood or background. So, what sort of backstory do you have in mind for him when you prepare him?
That is for me to know. You never to find out, because it's a little chest of things that you go to every now and again, and I prefer that I keep that stuff to myself. Stephen, I was talking openly, like lots of actors do with difficult questions, the wise house and where's more. But I asked him in the first, when we were doing the pilot, we had one conversation about it. I know it's a backstory. It's a bit like my David Tennant, that isn't it? It's
great.
They're all melded into one.
It's great. Carry on.
I genuinely, I do have a backstory for him, but whether it comes to fruition with what Stephen or Mark or Stephen want to bring to the forefront, I don't know, but we'll see. But I can't talk about that.
Oh, someone's standing up. Oh no, that's the person. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Christy. Me and my friend here are both like obsessed with you and Andrew's and we were just wondering what it's like to work with him.
It's brilliant. I mean, he was another person who, when he was cast, was just, it was music to my ears, and I think I knew how good he was because I'd seen all his stage work. I'm a bit obsessed with him. He was actually and I just...
Red restaurant, right. Molly loves him. That doesn't make her an idiot. We're all fools for love. Mrs. Hudson's Eunice Stubbs, she's untouchable, and I've wept.